What's going on, guys, and welcome back to a brand new video. This is Web Dev Journey, and in today's video we're going to be talking about project owners. Now, by the way, guys, this is a brand new series which is called What Grinds My Bits, and what this series is going to be about is just my experience as a dev working for other companies, like what I really hated about working as a dev. That's basically what it is, right? And in on this episode, we're going to be talking about project owners because I think they're the single most hated. Well, I hated them, at least. I really hated project owners that didn't know what the hell is supposed to be doing or didn't do their job correctly, right? But anyways, let's get right into this specific story. Now, one thing to note, guys, little backstories. The company used Asana as a task manager tool. Also, my boss, the hierarchy was my boss, and then above him was the project owner. So my boss, he didn't know anything about, development at all, and he's the one that assigned us projects, tasks, right? And he also assigned due dates to these tasks, which was, as you can already tell, not knowing nothing about dev work and just assigning, due dates. Well, it can be annoying. In this case, it was extremely a nuisance. He was pretty much useless. The project owner, he was relatively new to this place. He was, I think, 3 months into it. So he had 3 months experience, I guess. He had previous experience using Asana, supposedly. And he also had experience doing being leader in a project. Now, if you don't know what a project owner or test owner or project lead is, they're pretty much the same thing. But basically, in this case, if you have a new idea, if the company has a new idea, or someone has a garbage idea, a new idea, or a new, test they want to do, or a new product they want to develop, or a new functionality for a page, basically someone needs to be assigned that ownership of that idea, right? So this guy, we're gonna call him Bob, was the the project owner. Bob was assigned a specific project. So he has his cookie jar, or he has his hands on different cookie jars in different places, man. He had his hand in creative, in development, in QA, in other meetings. And he just had his hands everywhere. He's the project owner, right, of this idea. Okay, so that's one thing to know. So let's just get right into the video. Here we go. So this is a task, a task card in Asana that we get. One more thing I want to mention, guys. In this company, we literally get these tasks as a way of what we're supposed to be doing. Basically, this is the only way we find out what we're supposed to be doing, by an Asana task card. We don't have meetings of what the task is actually about. We don't have any of that. We don't have a brief, a meeting, nothing. This is literally how you receive a task, and you're supposed to figure out what the hell you're supposed to be doing. Okay, so if you're reading this is literally how I read it. Like, honestly, it's just, if it's the first time seeing this card, this is the first time. It's nothing too much to it, but you got to figure out what you're supposed to be doing. And please, guys, try to figure out what you're supposed to be doing, because this is one of the problems that I have with that company. So let's get right into it. So this is an Asana task card, and this is what I received. We have up here the title of the task. We have a parent task, so this belongs to a parent task. We have the person that's doing it, which is me in this case. The date, the due date, the project, what project is it under, description, test brief links. There's more fields to this, like tons of more fields that you could actually add. Asana is really good at organizing tasks, but they never used it at its full potential. And this description, this is pretty typical of what they, if they even use it, but this is pretty typical of what they give out. Like, template only, that's it. It's always like a 4-word description, which doesn't really tell you much. And then we also have subtasks, which is a kickoff meeting and also setup meeting, work session with dev team. I tell you right off the bat, none of this happened. All right, these subtasks, it didn't happen. It just wasn't it was a no-go. It didn't happen. All right. So anyways, like I said, just try to read through this, guys, and try to figure out what you're supposed to be doing, because that's how it was given to me, and that's how I'm supposed to figure out how it's going to be, or what I'm supposed to be doing. All right, so let's continue. In this card, there are comments. So the comments is pretty much your way of like figuring out what you're supposed to be doing. Okay, and it gets annoying really fast. So let me walk through some of them. So this comment up here, it deals with creative. Now, it's not a big issue right here because there's only 2 comments dealing with creative, but on this parent task up here, this parent task, it does have subtasks, you know, dev being one of the subtasks, you know, creative, QA, other meetings, whatever, but creative being another subtask, right? So this meeting or this conversation that they had about creative should have been done in that creative task, subtask, right? But no, they don't do that. They do it here. Now, why is it important if it's only 2 lines? Well, the thing is, guys, this is very, very common in the company that I work for, right? It's very, very common. So imagine having a task and there's 50 plus comments on there, and you literally have to read through all of that because that's the only way you're going to figure out what you're supposed to be doing, right? So right off the bat, I don't like this guy. Well, I don't like my boss, period, but I don't like the test owner. The test owner, this is my first time dealing with this guy. And yeah, anyways, yeah, so on this comment down here, this is my boss again. He's the one, or Bob is the test owner, and we're going to call my boss Tim. So Tim tells me, hey, this is what he writes, the comments, right? 3 old email template version tweaks. Hard-coded. Hard-coded means that it's static. The file is going to be static. There is no dynamic content. So right here, I'm assuming, okay, 3 old email template version tweaks. That's the key word, right? Tweaks. So I'm assuming that they're going to provide files for these 3 old emails that they've done, and I'm gonna just tweak them, you know, just change something in them, right? Okay, easy enough. This one right here, 5 new email versions with dynamic content. Template style will be similar. Okay, like I said, Tim, my boss, doesn't know anything about dev at all. So him saying this, basically, when he says this, he's trying to say, oh yeah, it's going to be a copy paste scenario. That's already a problem. You already know that's stupid. You know, it's never a copy paste. If you ever done emails, more than likely it's never a copy paste scenario. Never. So anyways, there's 5 new email versions that's going to have dynamic content. So I'm like, okay, so there's going to be 8 emails that I have to do, right? And the span of 15. Now remember, I was giving it to 11th. I was looking at this at the 11th because that's when they assigned it to me, right? Actually, they assigned it right here. So, my boss assigned it to me on January 8th, but it was like, I don't even know, almost, I don't know. I was working on other things, so I didn't even pay attention to that. So on the 11th, this is what I'm looking at right here. I looked at this, and then down below, there's some comments. I scrolled down, and these are the comments. On January 8th, the test owner, which is Tim, Bob, the test owner, he commented, you know, per test strategy, control email will be used across stage B, 3 cadences. This sentence right here doesn't really tell me much at all. It's just telling me that it's going to be used in stage B with 3 cadences. I'm like, okay, I don't care about that. And then he says in parentheses, month 1, day 3, month 7. I don't know what that means, man. I'm pretty sure you don't know what that means. Like I said, this is how you're given tasks. You're supposed to figure this crap out. So month 1, day 3, month 7, they're useless to me. I don't know what the hell that is. For new testing variant emails, please note. So I'm assuming these 5 new emails right here. That's what he's talking about. Current creative, Figma, which is down here, and attached. There was no files attached, so I'm like, okay, whatever. Reads 11 months. This can be used for month 1 and month 1, day 3. So now with this sentence right here, I'm assuming, guys, that 11 month is a title or the name of a design inside of Figma. Month 1, day 3, and month 7 are also names of a design inside this Figma. So now it's kind of making sense, right? I'm trying to figure it out. It's kind of making sense. And then he says right here, please create a separate set where 5 months will be replacing 11 months. Note this shows in both headline and disclaimer. So I'm assuming 11 months, the design has 11 months in there somewhere, a copy of text that I have to just literally copy and paste and change it for 5 months, right? So let's open up Figma. All right. And guys, there's a lot that's going to be blocked out. I mean, everything's blocked out for Figma, but I'm gonna just show you. Everything's blocked out. All right. So when you open the Figma, this is what we get. All right. So you're looking at this. You're the same way I looked at it. And over here, here are the desktop notifications. Here are the LPs, landing pages that need to be done, and here are the emails. And I'm only working on the email portion of this. More than likely, down the road, I will be working on these, since if you see this in Figma like this, and they have different, like, you know, they have desktop notifications, LPs, and emails, more than likely, the guy looking at this Figma file is the guy that's going to be doing it. So I'm pretty sure I'm going to be doing the LPs and desktop notifications later on, which I did do them. Spoiler alert, right? So anyways, the emails right here are the emails. And as you can see, there is, 10 emails. But this is a set right here. This is a set. So there's 5 sets, correct? But the most important thing that I need to note, because you can't see, that these two are somewhat similar. They do look similar, but there's some sections that are, that need to be rearranged. But this set is different from every other set. Basically, all these sets are different from one another. There is no copy-paste scenario. The only copy-paste would be copy and then paste it right here, so that way I could use this to create this. And same over here, copy this and do this. But every one of them are different. So that's what I'm assuming when he said 5 new emails. I'm assuming that, the sets. He's talking about the sets because they're pretty similar, so I can copy-paste. So there's a set that I could copy-paste. 5 sets, okay. But there's actually 10 emails. All right. So down here, when he says, create a separate set, 5 months, so I have to create another one. Now there's 12 emails that I have to do, right? But he said I could copy the 11th month and, just replace the text of 11th month with 5 months. So I'm like, okay, that should be fairly easy. That's still, 12 emails that I got to do, 6 sets. That's fine. All right. But where it got confusing here. I still didn't know what to do because, like I said, month one, day 3, and month 7, I thought it was titles or the name of a design. Well, the name of the designs here doesn't have that at all. They're different names. They don't have month 1 in them or month 7, day 3, whatever. It does not have that in the titles anywhere. So now I'm confused because I honestly don't know what month 1, day 3, month 7, or even 11 months. I don't know what any of that means. So pretty much, I don't know what I'm supposed to be doing. If right now, guys, leave it in the comments if you know exactly what you're supposed to be doing. Because this is literally how we get our projects, and we have to determine what we're supposed to be doing. And I don't know what we're supposed to be doing. I'm looking at on the 11th, and I don't know what we're supposed to be doing. And I still have a backlog of things that I need to do during this week. Some of the things are due in this week. So I got like 2 things that are due in this week, I'm pretty sure. Most of the time it's always 2 things. Rarely is it 1, but most of the time it's just 2 things that I got to do. But now I have a 3rd thing due on a Friday, the 15th. So I'm working on other things, and I have to figure out what the hell I'm supposed to be doing here. So I kind of left this. I didn't want to deal with this no more. I left it for Monday. I worked on the other things. Come Tuesday, this is where I ask my boss, Tim. Hey, Tim. I Slack him, by the way. Hey, Tim. Like, I don't know what I'm supposed to be doing in this task. Like, it isn't very clear to me what I'm supposed to be doing. And he basically just says, you know what? I don't know what that task is about. Just contact the project owner. The useless piece of garbage that he is. That's what he tells me. I'm like, okay, fine, great. So I contacted Bob via Slack saying, hey Bob, it would be really nice if we had a meeting on and you could walk me through the process of what's supposed to be happening or what's going on, right? I'm supposed to have it a political way of saying it, because if I just say straight out, hey Bob, I don't know what I'm supposed to be doing, just tell me what I'm supposed to be doing, he'll just literally just point me, hey, here's the task, read through it and just do it, just do what it says. But obviously I read through it. We can't do anything. So I have to say it in a way that he will literally sit down and explain it to me. So he said, yeah, that's fine. I'm in meetings, because he's a project owner, so he has a lot of things going on. I get it. But on Tuesday, it was around 3 where we had the meeting, and it took an hour to complete the meeting. So it was 4. And during that hour, he told me exactly what I'm supposed to be doing. Right? So I'm not even going to show you, but he told me exactly what I'm supposed to be doing, what these are and all that. I'm like, great. It's already 4. And like I said, I had a project due Wednesday. So I was like, you know what? For this last hour, I'm going to just finish up the project that I have to do. So I finished it up, turned it in. Come Wednesday, I start working on this, right? I start working on this. Plus, I had another one due Thursday. Sorry, I had another one due Thursday. So I was working on that as well. Not on this that much, but on Thursday. So anyways, that came by, Thursday came, and then Friday came, and that's when I finished. On January 15th, I'm like, hey, Tim, here's the emails that you wanted. He's like, great, man. He's like, everything looks great except for set 5. Set 5 is, set 5 is this one down here. He said, everything looks great except 5. You have one additional thing inside of there. You have a copy text that's not supposed to be on there. He was like, can you get rid of it? I'm like, yeah, sure, no problem. So I looked at Figma, and this is the text he's talking about. As you can see, the text is on there, and he says that it's not supposed to be on there. You need to remove it from the email. So I contact him via Slack. I say, hey, Tim, look, guess what? You got to tell the designer to remove these. Now, the designer needs to remove them because I can't edit the files. I could view the files, but I can't edit the files. So I cannot remove these. And it's important to remove these because Figma is the source of truth, basically. So whatever's on Figma, I'm supposed to code. Whatever's on Figma, QA is supposed to check on that and see if it's, good or not, right? So QA depends on Figma, and I also depend on Figma. So I told Tim, hey, Tim, I didn't tell him here, it was via Slack. I told him, Tim, you gotta tell the designer to get rid of these themes because once it comes down to QA, they're gonna send it back my way saying that these are missing, but you wanted it gone. He's like, yeah, okay, don't worry, I'll do that. All right, so I sent them the new emails. He completed it. And then since it was Friday, it was already at the end of the day, I'm pretty sure. And then on Monday, on the 18th, he decides to have a meeting, an urgent meeting. An email pops up saying it's urgent. And he was telling me that, yeah, this is urgent. You need to join now. We got to talk. So I think it was around like 10 a.m. So we got on the meeting. It was just me, the QA person, and then Tim. And it was literally, that meeting took an hour and a half long. And it was literally about this section right here, which could have been avoided if the freaking project owner just told the designer to get rid of them. He never did. So it was still on the Figma. And we had an hour and 30-minute discussion about this little thing. I don't know how he extended it for an hour and 30. It was me and the QA. Me and the QA were pretty cool. I know the QA person. We're pretty cool. We're tight, right? So we're just sitting there listening to the guy talk about an hour 30. Honestly, I blinked out. I don't know what the hell he talked about for an hour and 30, but the bottom point was get rid of this. QA, don't assume this. Just get rid of it, okay? And then QA is like, okay, fine, whatever. And they approved it, and that project was done. So the short story is, project owner didn't know what the hell he was doing. My boss is pretty much useless, and I'm left in the wind trying to figure out what I'm supposed to be doing. And by the way, guys, this is pretty much how we got our task. I mean, never mind. Not pretty much. This was always how we got our task. It was literally from an Asana card, and you have to literally read through it and figure out what you're supposed to be doing, which isn't a really good case if you have a really tight deadline like I had. I really had a tight deadline, 11 to the 15th. By the way, this date right here, like I said, my boss put that date. And I didn't like that date. I actually tried to push it. He's like, hey, is there any way we could push it to next week? Because I got 2 things due Wednesday and Thursday. So please, let's try to push it next week because Friday's a little bit tight, So I'm like, he said, no, we got to do it from there. Because my boss is such a suck up. You know how they are, man. They try to suck up to everybody. They're wiping their asses. They're tickling their ball sacks. You know how it is, man. I'm telling you, they're just suck ups, and they want to be in their good grace. So, and I just want to have a lenient job. Just an easygoing job. I'm not saying make it super easy. I understand I have to put up the work, but Jesus Christ, not like this. It's not. I'm not supposed to be dealing with any of this. I'm not supposed to deal with my boss, first of all, he's supposed to be giving me these things and then telling me exactly what I'm supposed to be doing. We're supposed to be having meetings on like what we're supposed to be doing, and also the project owner could be a little bit more, just a little bit more descriptive, man. Because this email, the title, by the way, there is no what's it called, naming convention on designs or code for that matter. We had to put literally, when I joined the company, I had to standardize that. It was just me and my team. So I was the first one in the team, and then we hired 2 more. So I was the one that standardized the naming convention in the coding aspect anyways. The emails, since this is creative kind of stuff, they name it whatever they want, man. It's just a free-for-all for them. So the test owner has a name for a creative, and then creative has a name for a creative, or designers have a name for a creative. So it was very annoying. But anyways, I hope you like that story, guys. There's a lot more to come because this was not even touching the ice. We're not even scratching the ice, man. Honestly, we're not. This is one of the simple ones, and it wasn't that hard. There's some other ones where you're just like, you're left with literally no comments and just this. Literally just this right here. Template only, and like probably LP or desktop notification or something else. But it just says template only, and that is it. So you don't have a Figma file, you don't have descriptions, you don't have nothing. So you have to dig around the parent task and figure out what the hell you're doing. I'll have one of those in this video, in this series. I'm got 100% sure that I will have one of those. But anyways, thank you for watching my video, guys. I really do appreciate you spending your time watching my videos. It does help me out a lot. Please, if you like this story or whatever this was, I'm gonna say story. If you like the story, if you like the video, please hit that like button, comment down below, and also subscribe if you have not. Also, if you'd like to support me in another way, there are some links down below. I would greatly appreciate it. But thank you guys nonetheless for watching my videos. I greatly appreciate you guys. So thank you. I will see you in the next video or episode.